Good morning, or good evening this will be, probably about 9 o'clock on a Sunday night when this goes live. But I'm down at the plots at 36 and 37 now on the plots. And I've just been chatting to Joe. I always do it where I don't film it, but we've just agreed now that we're going to do a film. Me and Uncle Joe from Mexico. Because it was just like, as soon as I turned up, it was like about 20 pearls of wisdom showing me what he's doing. Absolutely brilliant. But didn't film it, because he was just chatting. But we will do, and show the start of the season, what he's got started off. His tomato plants are already about that high, all in the little seed trays, all tucked up under a fleece there in his greenhouse. Brilliant. So anyway, today I'm going to be doing some seed starts myself, and I'll take you through that process. I've just been chatting with Joe, and he's given us some mix tips for the growing medium to use for your seed starts. We'll start off with that, I think, and yeah, I'll see you in a bit. So, the potting mix that I'm going to be using is about a 70-30 mix. 70% of it's the Verve type, Verve multi-purpose. Although I'm not using Verve, I'm using the Paul Green version. And perlite, so 30% perlite. You riddle through it, get rid of all the lumps and chunky bits and overly fibrous bits, and you put them into a bucket down there, and that's what you're left with. So what I'm going to do with that then is put those into the cells, and that's going to be your next bit. Okay, so the first thing to check with your seed cells is that there's holes in every one of them. Now what you will find with these ones is that from time to time the little black disc hasn't been punched out, so you just get your pencil and punch it out. Do it from this side though. If you push it through from this side, it pops its head out on that side and you can just pinch it off. It's easier than doing it from the opposite side, basically. So yeah, so there we go, and if you can see there, they've all got a hole in. Every one has a hole. Every hole's a goal. Every hole is a goal. So, next step is we pop him in here and fill him up. Again, when you're doing this and you're filling it up with your growing medium, look out for big chunky bits, fibrous bits, all of that, overly fibrous. Get them out. And yeah, so I'll show you them all filled up now. Okay, so what you want really for getting your seeds off to a good start is a good root system. And so to help the little plant and the little seed to spread his little wings and roots, you want a really quite loose mix. Now the perlite is in there as well to give it that aeration and allow your little seed to spread his roots and get them right down into the growing medium. Yeah, so it's a pretty loose mix. There's not a lot of nutrition in there either, very little nutrition at all in there, because you want the roots, the plant, to seek out nutrition, and by doing that he grows his roots. So that's why you need this sort of a loose mix, a quite loose mix. Some people actually do them in rock wool, grow seeds in rock wool and things like that. You know, there's nothing at all in there, and the roots get started off. And then when you pot them on, then you start introducing nutrients and things like that, steadily and slowly, until finally they get put out in the wild, and you can put your amendments in there further down the line, you know, your bloodfish and bone and things like that, as they actually get planted into the final growing space. But what what we're doing here with these starts is it's to get them off and running, get the root system going, a few leaves on, so in about 2 or 3 weeks hopefully we'll get that, and then you can pot them on later down the line, probably in April. That's what I'm looking at anyway, or plant them out, depending on what sort of a plant I've got, what sort of a vegetable or fruit. But yeah, your loose mix is what you need. So that's a 70% multi-purpose compost with 30% of the perlite, and we'll see how we get on with that. I've never put the perlite in before, but this is something that Joe's encouraged us to do. He said it does work out better for your root system. Gives it more of a chance to spread its wings. So that's what we're doing. All right. So I'm going to go for the Sutton's Striped Stuffer. That's difficult to say. Sutton's Striped Stuffer, which is the sort of beefsteaky tomato. From yesterday I showed you the different tomatoes that we've got. We've got a couple of cherry ones and we've got this beefsteak one. And that's what I'm going to be putting into the cells here. So that's our next step, isn't it? Get them in. Right. Here we go. So we need to bury these about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch in depth. So I'm going to I'm going to use that and use the nose of that to make the hole. Okay. Hope you're still awake. I've not sent you to sleep just yet. Okay. Just putting holes in the trays, aren't we? That's all it is. So then you can pop your seeds in. Right, so I've popped the seed in. Let me just see if I can point that out to you. The actual seed is in down there. Here's the seed. And there's one in each one. And hopefully they'll be firing. See you later, Joe! So what we need to do now is wet the soil down, give it a good, not saturate it, but dampen it down sufficiently. And then in the dampening down process, a lot of this growing medium will come in to cover that, but you just got to make sure that that's covered. But I'll give it a good spraying first, so that they get nice and damp. And it needs quite a bit of moisture really to get the seeds off and running, because at the moment they're dried out, so it's only the moisture that will awaken the seed and give it a kick up the bum, hopefully to start growing for us. So that's the next phase. So they're all wetted and covered. I've used up a full one of them, spraying them. Sprayed directly into the hole first to get that damp, get that seed damp, and yeah, just giving a really good going over to dampen them all off, get them nice and moist. And that's going to go into another tray, so there'll be one of those 4 foot by 1 foot or whatever they are trays, which I'll show you in a minute, and I'll just put the water in the bottom of that as well, so that it can soak up from the base and keep it moist. And that's what we're going to be carrying on with over the next couple of weeks. Just fill up the tray so that it can draw up the moisture into the cells, and hopefully the roots will seek it out. Now that label, obviously, is so we know what they are. Now you might say to yourself, why have you got 15 beefsteak tomato plants on the go? I'm not going to be having 15 in the end. I'm probably going to end up with about 3. But what I will be doing is keeping the best ones, obviously, for myself. And then with the other 12, give them out to some of the other growers. I'm going to give my sister one, give my mother one. And the rest are going to go to some of the other growers down on the plots. We should fire about... mix everyone he planted in come up, so hopefully we're going to get 15 of them, keep 3 and get rid of the others, the other 12. It's only fair, isn't it? It's only nice to be nice. As Davey says, it's nice to be nice. And there they are, in the big tray, the big watering tray. Now that should hold 4 of those 15 cells. And so that's what we're going to get in there. So there's plenty to go at today, though. I've got to get about 12, I think, 12 or 13 starts done. So I'm going to leave you with that now. So they're all in. As I say, dampened the soil. There's water underneath that'll absorb up some of the water. Should last us a good week, that in this and the weather that we've got at the moment, before it dries out again and needs to be refilled. But yeah, so hopefully the roots will seek out the moisture and the nutrients, of which there's not very much nutrient, so you'll get bigger root growth. That's the principle, that's the plan. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll work, but we'll see. Alright, so next up, rainbow chard. We're going to get them in. Alright, so the rainbow chard, the chard seeds are those, and you get 125 of them, so we can successionally grow them, I think, which is what we're going to do. And they're quite big as well, so they're easy to pop in. So we'll get them into our little holes. Yeah, so because we're not using them all, obviously, we're only using 15 to put in the cells. Get a bit of light on the matter, I think, for this one. You can see the little seeds have dropped into the cells. Okay, 15 of them. And as I say, because we're not using all of those, they can go back into the packet, but just in case it gets separated from the packet, I've written on rainbow chard there. God, I can't think straight today. What the bloody hell's the matter with you? Give me head a wobble. Right, so in they go, into there. It's because it's such a dull, miserable and crap day today. Absolutely rubbish today. It's cold, there's a bit of a breeze, it was overcast, and it's just miserable, bloody miserable today. Anyway, I've given my head a wobble, so we should be laughing. Right, so they're all in the little holes, as you can see. Every hole's a goal, and we're hoping that all of these ones will come to fruition. So fingers crossed on them ones. So we've got the rainbow chard, and I'm going to do those 2 babies as well. So it's the rhubarb chard and the bright yellow. Yeah, let's get them in. Yeah, so another good watering in and a labelling up with date. Yeah, fingers crossed. So these parsnip seeds are, they look like that. And they're quite fly away. So I'm going to shut the door. Bear with us a sec. So yeah, the door is now closed. Those are the seeds, which are the parsnip seeds. And I'll be putting those in the holes. Same as. Yep. mostly one in each hole, but there's a couple of twices gone in there as well, no doubt, because they are a bit fiddly. And I've got to fish them out of there because a few dropped in there, and I don't want to get them mixed up with the rest, do I? Otherwise I'll have wayward parsnips all over my plot. Yep, so they're all in at the top polycarb greenhouse. All my little babies. So as I say, we've got the rainbow chard. Those are the tomatoes that we got. The striped stuffer. Bright yellow chard. There's some parsnips there, and there's a rhubarb chard up there. 2 lots of beetroot that we've done, and the Cylindra beetroot, and also the Action beetroot, and in these 2 propagators. And these are some starts that Mix Givers has already started off. Yellow pear. There's a melon there. What else does he give us? Cherry Tom. Aroma Tom. What's that one? Not sure. Pumpkin. And a money maker. So we've got some toms there as well. Some more toms on the go. Yep. So for a very damp, dull, miserable Sunday, I'm going to sign out. I'm going to go get the lads, get them an haircut, the boys, and then have my tea. Lady Farmer's working tonight. She's on at 9:30, so I'll be looking after the lads, getting them to bed and everything before she goes into work. I'm going to be off on Thursday and Friday, but I've got my diabetic, the big diabetic job on Thursday, where they check everything, your feet, your eyes, all of that. Fasting glucose and all of that carry on Thursday. But I'm hoping to get down here by about 2 o'clock on Thursday afternoon. And I'm off Friday as well, so that'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm going to get cracking on and get some more starts done, do some more clearing up in here. And, excuse me, looks a bit better. Get some shelves into the new greenhouse. And, you know, get everything started off as much as we can. The first round of the starts. As soon as the starts are in the ground, these ones, we'll start some more. We'll do it like that. So around about every 4 weeks or so, I think we can just keep starting plants off and throwing them in for the next, or probably for the next 3 months or so, up until June. And then some of the vegetables will be carrying on doing after that, July, August, September. Starting off for next year's and all of that stuff. I'm all very new to this, especially doing the seeds from start. We used plugs last year, a lot of plugs. We did start the kale off. We did the pak choi, quite a lot of the pak choi we started, and beetroot and things like that. We did all that, and some potatoes last year. We started off ourselves from seed. But this will be the first year that we're going to try and grow as much as we can from seed ourselves this year, and you know, do it the honest and sustainable way. And then at the end of the season, we're going to try and save some of those seeds that we get from these plants, because I've not got a lot of F1. The F1 seeds don't run true, but we've got quite a lot of honest to goodness sort of like heirloomy seeds, and hopefully seeds that will be harvestable and usable for next year. So yeah, that's the plan anyway for this year, and to incrementally carry on like that, so that it's getting more sustainable and more God, what do you call it? It's this weather. It's crap, this weather. It's doing my head in. It was glorious sunshine in the week. It was like 20 degrees, baking the... It was lovely. When Tuesday, Wednesday started getting a bit bad on Thursday, then Friday was crap, and then Saturday was blowing a bloody gale, and then today's been just rubbish weather. Anyway, I don't want to end it on a downer, because obviously it's not a downer, but weather's weather, isn't it? But yeah, hopefully next week, when I'm off on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week, it'll be nice weather, and I'll be a lot more chirpy and chipper. Alright, have a good week. Take care, and keep growing with your head down. And I'll catch you next week. Alright, see you later, everybody. Bye-bye now. When it's spring again, I'll bring again tulips from Amsterdam.